Welcome back to your Daily Dose. My name's Robert. There's my buddy BJ, as AKA Cecil the Diesel. And in this blog that he's written, The Ordeal of Ending Parkinson's Disease, he's fictionalized a bit of his own life, a one-off, as we call it. There's pieces of reality in order to tell a story that, well, you tell me, what is the purpose of the story? What do you want people to get from it?
So I really want people to understand the stakes that are what's at stake when it comes to the national plan to end Parkinson's, how important it is, and that we need to be the advocates to bring it up to people, and we need to reach out to our representatives and let them know, there is a community, and a lot of people are not necessarily able to reach out and contact or things like that. So whenever I talk to my representative in real life, I tell them, I said, I'm here at the behest of hundreds of people, and they've told me what their concerns are, and I'm here to bring them to you. They can't all be here, but I can. So
That's interesting because you then become a proxy in the same way the senator is a proxy for constituents, and you stand on the shoulders of giants, as it were.
yes.
And I think that speaks toward the importance of other people not just supporting you. Well, maybe it is part of the support, but telling you their stories so you can carry those forward the same way that Congress folk and senators would take those stories forward to their higher ups in their meetings, right? I mean, that's what you're doing.
Right. So Cecil shows up with a Mack truck. He's got a semi trailer, and it's loaded with stories.
Yeah.
It's a whole truckload. And I also try to bring a new person with me every single time to either sit and observe or to tell their own story. So it's not just me every single time.
So with that being said, because we keep using the word story, and I think people certainly know it generically, but is there a difference in the level and quality of a story that someone tells, and what is the time pressure in telling that story too? Because it comes up in your blog.
Right. So, you know, you envision you're having a one-on-one with a representative or congressman or senator, and they have a whole day, a whole slate. Everything's put on a time schedule for them, and at any time it can be changed on a moment's notice because they're having an emergency meeting, which I included. So whereas fictionally we may have had 20 minutes with a whole team of people, they're letting one person in for like 10 minutes, and you have to get everything out. So that's where the preparation comes in. But if you have your story down pat and you know what challenges you've overcome and what you still need to overcome, you can say that in a very short amount of time with emphasis, with gravity, and really get them to feel what you're going through. But it takes some practice, it takes some thought and preparation. But when you go in, realize you're talking to another human being. They have a title or whatever, but they still have empathy, sympathy, and everything else, unless it's like the warden.
That's the reference to Warden Norton and Shawshank Redemption, and we watch out for those types, of course, the major antagonists. So one thing I wanted to just hit quickly, I heard you say about getting them to feel what you're feeling, empathy, right? And stories, when they're told well, are a quick path to doing that. Because again, treating them as a human helps them see you as a human, not just transactionally, you're person A who wants person B, something from person B. It's like, no, I'm a human being with this feeling. You go, wow, I feel that too, which inspires me to what? Do something, listen,
Right.
ask questions, engage, right?
Yeah, but first you must feel it yourself. If
Yeah.
you don't feel your own story, you're going to go in and just throw out some facts, and they're going to go, okay. But
Yeah.
if you go in, and I'm not saying you have to cry, you have to tear up or anything else. When you tell your story genuinely from your heart, they're going to feel that.
Right.
And they'll tune into it.
Well,
Uh,
and yeah, that speaks deeply toward, I think, the whole purpose of the Day One program, right? Is helping people explore. How many times have you seen with, fellow, people in the class go, I didn't even know I was thinking that. I didn't
Right.
even know that's what I was feeling. And sometimes it comes through reading what other people who are going through Parkinson's are going through. Like, yeah, actually, I thought that too, but I thought that was just me and I wasn't going to say anything. And now it's like, wait a minute, that's a thing. And we learn a language for what our emotions are, what our experiences are, and then we, co-creatively put them forward in a way that, could really, I think, change some hearts and minds, because that's the power of storytelling.
Well, sometimes you know it, it's there, it's in the back of your brain, but seeing someone else deal with it gives yourself permission to deal with it and bring it out. A lot of times you just hesitate, and it takes seeing another person going through it. And that's how just being a part of a social group can be part of your support team.
I love it. I love it. Hey, Cecil, BJ, my man, thanks so much. I know you're busy and you got to get out, but thanks for joining us on The Dose. Okay.
All right.
See you soon.